not, Harriet. Tell us about the Underground Railroad. I thought it was an actual railroad.
But it wasn't.
So, why do you call it the Underground Railroad?
Well, baby, the Underground Railroad, it wasn't just a name. I mean, it ain't nothing you can really see, but the Underground Railroad was all about people. People helping other people. Now, some folks think I started Underground Railroad. No, the Underground Railroad been around long before me, because as long as our people was over here as slaves, folks was trying to run away to their freedom. And there was always folks willing to help them. But I guess after they built the railroad, then folks decided to use some code language there. Talking about Underground Railroad, we talk about passengers. Passengers on the Underground Railroad. Those be the people that coming from slavery on to freedom. And as you wanted to help, your house be called a station on the Underground Railroad, or some folks call it a safe place. And you be the station master. Mm-hmm. And folks that come from north and go back down south to help folks get to the freedom, they's called the conductor. I as a conductor, yeah. I conduct my people, my passengers, safely up north. And I tell you, my train never jumped the track. And I ain't never lost a single passenger. Ain't nobody that ever traveled with Harriet Tubman ever got caught and sent back to that slavery. Everybody can't say that. Now, most of the folks that was conductors was men folks. Ain't too many of them to say they ain't never got caught, or that nobody that was traveling with them ever got sent back to that slavery. Sure enough. Yeah, on the Underground Railroad, I met all kinds of folks. Now, it'd be all kinds of folks that wanted to help. Be free colored folks and white folks, Indian folks too. They want to help because they know that slavery was wrong, and they wanted to do what they could. You know, that's some more love in action right there, babies. I'm telling you. They did what they could to help folks. Now, y'all know, once they passed that fugitive slave law, I could be traveling about 500 miles in one trip. That's right, because we had to go all the way up to Ontario, Canada, because once they passed that law, ain't nobody safe to stay free in this here country. Does y'all children go to church?
Sometimes.
I always loved church. But y'all know, us colored folks, we couldn't have no church unless there was a white man there making sure that our colored preacher didn't say something they didn't want us to know. They taught us all kinds of songs, and we loved to sing. And then they told us about Moses, and how Moses went back to Egypt to free his people. But they wanted to make sure we know that was old history, and ain't no Moses coming to free us. Well, that was all right. But the church I really loved was when we had our own little secret church out in the woods, the Campfire church meetings, and we'd be under the big bright moon and the beautiful stars and the invisible church.
If the camp meetings were secret, how did everyone find out about them?
Did y'all ever hear about the grapevine?
A grapevine? How do you communicate with that?
Now, did you ever think about some ways that you can talk that ain't talking?
I can just talk by texting. I mean, oh, you didn't have cell phones, and you couldn't read or write. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's tough.
That's right. You got to think about that. I'm sure you come up with some ways if you need to. You're right. I ain't never seen no cell phone before today. Well, so my daddy and his men out in the woods, when they clear off a new spot, and that was a good spot for a meeting, then they let folks know about it. They sing the song, Steal Away to Jesus. Now, We learned that song in church. We ain't had no song books, and they know if we couldn't read it. And as we didn't know the words to the song, they didn't care as long as it sounded pretty. Because they always thought that if their slaves was singing, that they was happy slaves. Because y'all know we couldn't just be sitting out there or working out there in the fields talking to each other. Because we couldn't talk because they always think we was talking about running away. If they was talking about me, they was probably right. But they love to hear us sing because they say, oh, my slaves is singing all day. They some happy slaves. They just didn't know we some talking slaves with them songs we sang. Sure enough did. Oh, that song sounds so pretty. And when you hear folks singing it all over the place, so my dad and his men might start singing it in the woods. Then folks be singing it out in the fields where they's working. Everybody singing the same Still Away song with the same words. And then even up in the big house, everybody around singing that Still Away song. And by the time the end of the day, everybody know when the meeting's gonna be, where it's gonna be, and what type of food to bring. Sure enough. My grandmother was there too, talking about Africa and being free. And that made me know, I always felt I had the right to my freedom. Sure enough did. Grandma made me know that. But then to hear them stories about the Underground Railroad, folks be talking about, as you go up north, I thought up north was another country somewhere or something. They said, you go up north on the Underground Railroad, you be free. And they say, if you find the railroad tracks, you can find folks to help you along the way. Ooh, I love hearing that. I say, Daddy, where's that Underground Railroad? Daddy say, oh, Minty, I can't tell you. Because I know you be trying to run off and find it. But she sure enough right about that. I've sure enough been looking for it. Whenever the old folks be telling them stories, I ask them about the Underground Railroad. Every time they told a story, it got more far-fetched. Because they ain't really know nothing about it. They just heard about it themselves. They didn't know if it was real or Underground Railroad or not. We had some good times there. We had some good fun, laughing, and see all these folks there. All these folks, we loved each other. That was my family. My whole community of colored folks was my family. So when I got free and went back, I went back for my whole family. Everybody that I could get, sure enough good.